Hello everyone, this is Shivangi Malviya and I'm the Customer Solutions Manager here at Orgzit. In this video, I'm going to talk about a very important field attribute in Orgzit, which is known as stages. So many a times in different business workflows, we need to have some sort of role-based stage transitions. So for example, if I have a lead management system, I would want that only my sales team should be able to move the state of a lead from a new lead to a prospective lead or a qualified lead. Or for example, if I have something related to payments and accounting, I would want only my accounts team to make the relevant state change. Or for example, if I have a task management system, I would only want the upper management to move a task to a close stage. So there are many times when we require that only specific roles in the business organization should be able to make a specific state change. So using this attribute known as stages, you can enable this role-based stage transitions. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how can you implement stages in Orgzit. So here I have my lead management system and I have a data field known as lead stage. So now I'm going to add an attribute to this particular data field known as stages and not only create some specific stages but also set the transition rules to set up role-based transitions for each one of them. So for that, I'll have to move to the table management page. And once I'm there, I'll just move to the data field for which I have to add this attribute, which is here lead stage. Now I'll just edit it. While you're creating a new lead, you can just add this attribute there itself. Now I already had this, so I'm just editing it to add this attribute known as stages. Now this is the stages configuration. Now the first step is to enter the choices. So here you can list down the different stages that you want. So you can list down all the stages. So in this way, I'll just add all the different stages that I have. So now I have added all the different choices of stages that I wanted to enter. Now the next stage is to enter the transition rules. So I'll add the first transition rule. So I want that anybody can move a lead to the stage of a new lead. So the first stage that I have here is a new lead. So when a new lead comes in, on stage you assign the first stage to be as new lead. So I want that the sales team should be able to make this transition and also my management should be able to make this transition. Now when I move, now the second transition rule that I want to set is that a lead can move from new lead and the next. So here you can specify one choice and also a lead can move to different choices like multiple choices as well. So for let's say my new lead can move to this prospecting stage and it can also move to the stage of a junk lead. So I'll assign these two stages as the next stages and then here you enter the roles. This role section you only mention the roles whom you want to be able to make this transition. So when I specify here that sales and management, then only people in my Orgzit account with the role of sales and management will be able to make this transition. And my other roles, such as I have dealers and accounts, people having this role will not be able to make this transition. So now I have this validation that a specific stage change can be made only by users having a specific role. So let's move on and assign transition rules for the next pair. So now I have set the transition rules for all my different stages. So the stages new lead and prospecting, both my sales and management team can make the transition. But once a lead is qualified, so to move it to the stage of a lead one or lead loss stage, then only a member of the management team should be able to make that change. So now my transition rules are set. You can also assign different color schemes for the different stages for better readability and making the data more presentable. So I'll just add color schemes for all the different choices. So let's say for my new lead, I'll pick up a color from this color palette, and likewise I'll do for all the different schemes. Now once I've set all the configurations for my stages, it looks somewhat like this. So I've set the different colors as well. I've set all the transition rules. So I'll just click on done and save this data field that I was just editing. So now we have set these stages and these different transition rules. Now let's see how will a salesperson or a user from a sales team will look at this data. How will this data look to a member from the sales team? So here I've opened this workspace as a sales user. I have the sales role in this workspace. So let's see how this stage works for me. Now, if a lead is at the new lead stage and I want to make a transition, I can only see the prospecting and junk lead stages from here. I cannot move, or the sales user cannot move to any other stage because this is the transition rule that we send. New lead, that the stage from new lead should only be changed to one of these stages. Likewise, if I'm at the prospecting stage, I'll only be able to move this lead to the stage of a qualified lead or a junk lead. So in this way, the transition rules work, and only the transition rules that you've set, only the state changes that you've set in the transition rules are possible. Now for a user which is from a sales role, it is impossible to move a stage from one to another if it is not specified in the transition rules. So now let's say if my lead is 1, so a sales user cannot make any change to this particular lead, or even when a lead is qualified. So once a lead is qualified, the salesperson cannot make any change. Let's also look how this will look to a person from the management team. What is the difference when you look from the user of a management team? Now here I have opened the same workspace as a management user. So now let's look at the lead stages. Now since a new lead can be moved only to prospecting and junk lead, for the management team can also view it like that only. But let's say for the salesperson, no other stage was visible from a qualified stage because a salesperson cannot make a transition after qualified stage. But for the management user can move it to a lead 1 stage, lead loss stage, or the stage of a junk lead. Likewise, even if a lead is 1, the management person can make this particular lead change. So in this way, with the use of stages, you can set transition rules for different roles in your organization.